now be commencing this program with the lighting of the lamp ceremony. I request all the participants to stand up and please witness this occasion.
हीच आमची प्रार्थना हेच आमचे मागणे हीच आमची प्रार्थना हेच आमचे मागणे माणसाने माणसाशी माणसास वागणे हीच आमची प्रार्थना हेच आमचे मागणे माणसाने माणसाशी माणसास वागणे हीच आमची प्रार्थना धर्म जाती प्रांत भाषा वेश सारे संपुदे धर्म जाती प्रांत भाषा वेश सारे संपुदे एक निष्ठा एक आशा एक रंगी रंगुदे मन पुन्हा पसरो मनावर शुद्धतेचे चांदणे माणसाने माणसाशी माणसास वागणे हीच आमची प्रार्थना भोवताली दाटला अंधार दुःखाचा जरी सूर्य सत्याचा उद्या उगवेल आहे खात्री भोवताली दाटला अंधार दुःखाचा जरी सूर्य सत्याचा उद्या उगवेल आहे खात्री
Definitely an auspicious start to this inaugural ceremony, and I would now like to officially start with the inaugural ceremony for this practical approach to criminal trial workshop. Here we witness the honoring of our preamble by our esteemed chief guests of honors, and dignitaries of the dais. It's a historic moment for all of us gathered here today to witness this occasion. May I now humbly request all our esteemed guests, our chief guest for today's inaugural ceremony, Honorable Justice Sharmila Deshmukh Ma'am, Judge, Bombay High Court, our guest of honor for today's inaugural ceremony, Honorable Justice Sandeep Marne Sir, Judge, Bombay High Court, all the revered legal luminaries, dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, our esteemed colleagues, senior advocates, conveners, dear participants, and of course, all the volunteers. May I now request our chief guests and guests of honor and all other dignitaries to kindly grace the stage. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. It is indeed a momentous occasion to witness this moment. Now we mark the first step. Good morning, welcome all to this inaugural ceremony for practical approach to criminal trial workshop. As we commence this particular program, we would like to briefly commence with the reading of the preamble. I would hereby request all the participants to kindly stand up at their places and please open the WhatsApp chat which has the content for the preamble which has been shared across. Ms. Vaibhavi Shelar would be reading the preamble and we would be following her through. Please be standing at your positions.
We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Thank you so much, dear participants. I request you all to please be seated. And this officially marks the beginning of our today's really knowledgeable workshop. We are gathered here today to delve into the nuances of criminal law practice. As we commence this auspicious occasion, we will now have the privilege of felicitation of our guests, esteemed guests, guests of honor, chief guests, and the dignitaries. May I now humbly request our Honorable Justice Sharmila Deshmukh, Ma'am, Judge, Bombay High Court, to kindly give us the occasion to greet and to honor her. May I now request Dr. Rajeshri Varhadi Ma'am, Advocate Ravi Jadhav Sir, and Advocate Vijay Shelar Sir to kindly do the honors. It's been a great privilege to have Ma'am with us here today. Honorable Justice Sharmila Deshmukh Ma'am, a beacon of justice, whose judgments resonate with wisdom and fairness. With profound respect, Ma'am, we welcome you all. Please give a huge round of applause because this is a really momentous moment to have Ma'am with us here today. Some rise to power, some to fame, but few like you uphold justice's name. With every verdict, a truth unfold, you stand as a guardian of the legal world. Thank you, ma'am, for giving us this opportunity. We are honored to felicitate our guest of honor for today, Honorable Justice Sandeep Marne, sir, a legal scholar whose insights have shaped jurisprudence and inspired countless lawyers. May I now request Advocate Samadhan Sulane, sir, Advocate Sharat Ghadge, sir, and Advocate Abhijit Sawant, sir, to kindly do the honors. Please join me in welcoming the Honorable Justice Sandeep Marne, sir, Judge, Bombay High Court. Sir, it's been a great honor to have you with us here today. In the hallowed halls where laws convene, your legal mind, a brilliant guiding scene. With every word, a precedent you set, a truer champion we have never met. It's truly a gracious occasion for us here to have two really gems of this judiciary here with us today. Thank you so much, sir, for gracing us with your presence. We now have the opportunity to felicitate Honorable Justice Prakash Naik, sir, former Judge, Bombay High Court. May I now request Advocate Wasim Siddiqui sir, Dr. Rajendra Keni sir, and Advocate Sagar Kole sir to kindly do the honors. Justice Prakash Naik sir, now retired, continues to still influence the legal community. With his wisdom and vast experience, please join hands in welcoming sir. His vast experience in criminal law is quite noticeable. His judicial legacy is reflected in his well-reasoned verdicts and lifelong contributions to legal thoughts. Though off the bench, his wisdom flows. Where justice calls, his spirit goes. A sage whose legacy we prize. In every court, his essence lies. Thank you so much, sir, for gracing us here with your presence. I request all the participants to kindly help us in joining and felicitating sir. Thank you so much, sir. As we move ahead towards the next felicitation of our revered Advocate Uday Varunjikar sir, member BCMG, may I now request Prabhakar Parse sir and Advocate Abhishek Jagtap sir, Advocate Siddharth Nagori sir, and Advocate Tejas Dandagawar sir to kindly do the honors. Senior advocate and member BCMG is renowned for his contributions in constitutional and public interest litigations. Advocate Uday Varunjikar sir is a powerful legal voice and respected member of BCMG. His efforts in justice outreach and bar leadership are widely appreciated. Where laws evolve and voices stir, there stands the name Varunjikar. In service, thought and bold debate, he shapes the future sharp and straight. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us here today. We now have the occasion for the felicitation of Head, Department of Law, University of Mumbai, and Presidents of Bar Associations. May I now request Rajesh Teke sir, Prabhakar Parse sir, Atish Utkar sir to kindly felicitate Professor Dr. Rajeshri Varadi, ma'am, Head, Department of Law. Dear participants, please join hands in welcoming ma'am. Ma'am is an academician of great repute. Professor Dr. Rajeshri Varadi is the head of the Department of Law at the University of Mumbai. A mentor who continues to inspire lawyers and a force in academic policy. She bridges theory with real-world law practice. A scholar's grace, a mentor's fire. She builds the law's aspiring choir. Her classroom breeds the seeds of thought, where justice's roots are finely wrought. Thank you, ma'am, for your presence today. We now take this opportunity to also felicitate Advocate Ravi Jadhav sir, President, Bombay City Civil and Sessions Court Bar Association, and all its office bearers. We, on behalf of Lawyers Development Forum, will be felicitating them with the frame of preamble of the Constitution of India. May I now request Advocate Ravi Jadhav sir to kindly grace the stage. I request our Honorable Justice Shri Sandeep Mane sir, Judge, Bombay High Court, to kindly felicitate Advocate Ravi Jadhav sir, President, Bombay City Civil and Sessions Court Bar Association, and all its office bearers. We thank you, sir, for your collaborative initiative today in organizing this particular workshop. Sir is a strong pillar of the Bombay City Civil and Civil Bar Association, known for its leadership and dedication to the welfare of the legal community. Thank you so much, sir. We now have the opportunity to also felicitate Advocate Samadhan Sulane sir, President, Vikhroli Court Bar Association, and all its office bearers. May I humbly request Honorable Justice Shri Sandeep Mane sir, Judge, Bombay High Court, to kindly felicitate the President, Vikhroli Bar Association, and all its office bearers. A respected voice in the Vikhroli legal fraternity. He is recognized for his collaborative spirit and initiatives to build stronger bar association ties. and promote professional unity. Thank you so much, sir, for your collaborative initiative. We have with us another occasion to felicitate Advocate Rajendra Keni, sir, President, Moreland Court Bar Association, and all its office bearers. May I now humbly request Honorable Justice Sharmila Deshmukh, ma'am, Judge, Bombay High Court, to kindly do the honors. Advocate Keni is a dedicated leader and advocate committed to ensuring access to justice and strengthening court bar cooperation in suburban courts of Mumbai. We are deeply honored here with the presence of such stalwarts, such legal luminaries from all different fields gathered here on the same platform. Please give a huge round of applause. We have with us the next felicitation, Advocate Wasim Siddiqui, sir, President, Kurla Court Bar Association, and all its office bearers. May I now request our Honorable former Justice Prakash Naik, sir, former Judge, Bombay High Court, to kindly do the honors, sir. Sir has been a proactive advocate and a bar leader. Advocate Siddiqui plays a key role in building a supportive legal environment. And mentoring young professionals in suburban jurisdictions. Please give a huge round of applause one more time, because this is where the collaborative initiative stands for. It's the strength that took us here today to organize this program. It's been a great honor for us here today to have such legal stalwarts, and therefore we have the felicitation of Advocate Mahesh Moye, sir, for being appointed as a special public prosecutor. May I humbly request Honorable Justice Sandeep Mane, sir, Judge, Bombay High Court, to kindly do the honors. Sir, we are deeply privileged to have you with us here today. Sir is recognized for his integrity and commitment to criminal litigation. Advocate Mahesh Moye's recent appointment as a special public prosecutor marks a new chapter in a career defined by excellence and service. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us here and a part of this program. Thank you so much, sir. We have the felicitation of two important legal luminaries who have more than 45 years of law expertise practice. We have Senior Advocate Satish V. Rane, sir. May I humbly request Honorable Justice Sandeep Mane, sir, to kindly do the honors. It is a great honor to have with us here today Satish V. Rane, sir, Senior Advocate, more than 45 years of practice with over 4 decades of rich experience. I think Advocate Rane, sir, has been truly magnanimous and has been a mentor and a symbol of wisdom in the legal community. His practice continues. His practice continues to inspire the younger bar. Thank you so much, sir. May I take this opportunity to call upon stage Senior Advocate Shekhar Prabhavarkar, sir. May I also humbly request Honorable Justice Sharmila Deshmukh, ma'am, Judge, Bombay High Court, to kindly do the honors. Sir, with more than 45 years of practice and epitome of consistency and professionalism, please give a huge round of applause. Sir's career reflects the values of ethics and tradition. He has shaped many legal minds through mentorship. We are deeply honored to have such legal stalwarts with such an experience with us here today, gracing the stage. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. I take this humble opportunity to also call upon stage Public Prosecutor Advocate Veena Vijay Shelar, ma'am, for securing more than 125 convictions so far. Ma'am, it's an honor to have you with us here today. May I humbly request Honorable Justice Sandeep Mane, sir, Judge, Bombay High Court, to kindly do the honors. Ma'am has brought justice in over 125 criminal cases. Her relentless pursuit of truth and sharp prosecutorial mind has earned her respect across all circles. It's been a great honor to have ma'am with us here today. As a woman, I feel immensely proud to have her with us here today as well. We have such legal stalwarts here today. Finally, we have the felicitation of, may I now request Advocate Shabnam Kazi ma'am for being elected as the Secretary of Family Court Bar Association to kindly grace the stage. May I humbly request Honorable former Justice Prakash Naik sir to kindly take the stage and do the honors. Advocate Kazi ma'am has been elected as the Secretary of Family Court Bar Association. She brings energy and insight to the family law practice with a focus on empathy and reform. In the halls of law, her spirits rose, a voice for peace where discord grows. With heart she serves, with pride she leads, a gardener of the bar's bold seeds. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, sir. It's been a great honor to have so many legal luminaries, stalwarts, and dignitaries on the dais of the dais. We are truly honored to have your presence with us here today. As we move towards the next segment, may I humbly request Professor Dr. Rajeshi Varadi ma'am, Head Department of Law, University of Mumbai, to kindly deliver the welcome speech. Ma'am, please.
सुप्रभात. सर्व उपस्थित आमंत्रितांना, प्रमुख पाहुण्यांना माझा सप्रेम नमस्कार. आजचा कार्यक्रम इंग्लिश व मराठी दोन्ही भाषेमध्ये आहे, कारण महाराष्ट्रातनं आपले वकील मित्रमंडळी इकडे आलेले आहेत. त्यांनी खूप कष्ट घेतले तिथे पोहोचायला. धुळे, नाशिक, औरंगाबाद बऱ्याच ठिकाणाहून सर्व प्रवास करून आले, त्याबद्दल खूप खूप कौतुक. ऑनरेबल श्रीमती जस्टिस शर्मिला देशमुख मैडम, जज बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट. ऑनरेबल श्रीयुत जस्टिस संदीप मारने सर, जज बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट. ऑनरेबल श्रीयुत जस्टिस प्रकाश नाइक सर, जज बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट. एडवोकेट उदय वारुंजीकर, esteemed members of the Bar Council of Maharashtra and Goa. Advocate Ravi Jadhav, President of the Bombay City Civil and Sessions Bar Association. Advocate Samadhan Sulane, President of Vikroli Bar Association. Advocate Rajendra Keni, President of the Mulund Bar Association. Advocate Wasim Siddiqui, President of the Kurla Bar Association. Principals of law colleges, law students of other law colleges, University Mumbai students, members of the bench and bar, and other distinguished guests. I am overwhelmed to see the response received for this program's special workshop on the topic of practical approach to criminal trial. Dear friends, understanding the practical approach to criminal trials in India is essential for lawyers, especially young lawyers stepping into the legal profession. While academic study lays the theoretical foundation, real courtroom practice demands familiarity with procedural aspects, legal strategies, and judicial expectations. The criminal justice system is a pillar of law and order, and active engagement in criminal trials calls not only for the knowledge of statutes but also for hands-on expertise in drafting, argumentation, and evidence handling. For all legal professionals, mastering these practical aspects is crucial. It enables them to represent clients effectively, uphold legal ethics, and contribute meaningfully to the justice delivery system. This understanding bridges the gap between theory and practice, building both competence and credibility, foundation for successful career in criminal law. With this vision, the Lawyers Development Forum, Department of Law, University of Mumbai, and the Bombay City Civil and Sessions Court Bar Association, in collaboration with the Vikroli Court Bar Association, Mulund Court Bar Association, and Kurla Court Advocates Association, are proud to organize this one-day workshop on practical approach to criminal trial. graciously sponsored by Jadavar Group of Institutes. It is my privilege and honor to warmly welcome our chief guest, Honorable Srimati Justice Sharmila Deshmukh, Madam, Judge, Bombay High Court. In spite of her busy schedule, Madam has accepted our invitation to be the chief guest. Thank you, Madam. Your Ladyship possesses profound knowledge of civil and criminal law, having laid down important legal principles and interpretations that makes the law more accessible and fluid. Your insightful judgments have served as valuable learning for countless legal practitioners. Just 2 days before in Supreme Court of India, they appreciated Madam's judgment delivered, especially that we do not find anything to interfere when Honorable Madam has passed the judgment very specifically. So, Madam, we appreciate your efforts and your dedicated services provided to the judiciary. I also extend a warm welcome to our guest of honor, Honorable Justice Sandeep Marne sir, Judge of the Bombay High Court. Your Lordship's judicial work reflects a keen sense of justice, and your thoughtful decisions have expanded the scope of legal understanding while maintaining a sensitive balance with equity. Outside the courtroom, your passion for wildlife photography is both admirable and inspiring. We are thankful to your Lordship for accepting our invitation to be the guest of honor. Thank you, sir. We are also privileged to have with us Honorable Justice Prakash Naik, sir, former judge of the Bombay High Court. Sir was having long association with the Department of Law, University of Mumbai, and he is also alumni of the University of Mumbai Department of Law. Sir is a beloved figure in the legal community. Justice Naik, sir, has exemplified the delicate balance required in the administration of criminal justice between the rights of the victim, the accused, and society at large. His Lordship had the unique ability to interpret and apply the law to serve justice meaningfully, making him a role model for many in the legal profession. I would like to extend heartfelt welcome to Advocate Uday Varunjikar, esteemed member of the Bar Council of Maharashtra and Goa. He is having long association with Department of Law, University of Mumbai. Time to time he spares his valuable time to educate our young law students. Thank you, sir, for your association with us. We are also here welcome to Advocate Ravi Jadhav, President of the Bombay City Civil and Sessions Bar Association, Advocate Samadhan Sulane, President of Vikroli Bar Association, Advocate Rajendra Keni, President of Mulund Bar Association, and Advocate Wasim Siddiqui, President of Kurla Bar Association. Hearty welcome to sir, and thank you for joining hands with Department of Law for organizing such a prestigious workshop on important topic. We also welcome Advocate Satish Rane, Advocate Shekhar Prabhavalkar, Advocate Mahesh Mule, Public Prosecutor Advocate Veena Vijay Shelar, Madam, Advocate Shabnam Kazi, Advocate Mrinalini Deshmukh. Special welcome to you, our hearty welcome to Advocate Parse, who has done lot of work, and Advocate Shelar. Since last 2 months, we are planning for organizing this workshop, and today, by looking at the hall, I feel proud that we have spent valuable time to organize this workshop. Of course, special guidance was provided by Advocate Ambule. Our special welcome to Advocate Rajendra Ambule, former President, Lawyers Development Forum, who was keenly interested in organizing this workshop. Already he has organized several other such sensitized workshops to sensitize society at large. We appreciate Advocate Rajendra Ambule's effort for the creating legal education. Our special thanks to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Ravindra Kulkarni sir, our Pro Vice Chancellor, Honorable Dr. Ajay Bhamre, and our Registrar, Honorable Dr. Prasad Karande, for giving us necessary approval and sanction to organize this workshop, and also all of them have given us best wishes for our successful conduct of the program. We are grateful to our authorities who always give necessary support to organize such educative program. Today, eminent speakers are there to impart training to advocates. Advocate Vilas Naik, Advocate Tejas Dande, Advocate Yuraj Narvankar, Advocate Sachin Dhalte Patil, Advocate Rajan Salunke, Advocate Rajesh Katore, Advocate Vipal Dushing, Advocate B.B. Tiwari, Advocate Ravi Jadhav, and Advocate Vijay Shelar. All these people will specially impart you knowledge about the various aspects to conduct trial. Last but not the least, I extend a warm and sincere welcome to the most vital part of the judicial machinery, members of the bar and bench, and all distinguished guests. You are the wheels on which the chariot of justice moves forward. I humbly welcome all distinguished guests present in this hall. I truly hope that this workshop enriches your knowledge and skills, ultimately benefiting not just your practice but society at large. Let us make the most of today's insightful sessions and continue to uphold the values of justice with courage, compassion, and commitment. महाराष्ट्रातून आलेल्या सर्व सन्माननीय पाहुण्यांचे परत एकदा स्वागत आहे. आषाढी एकादशी जवळ आलेली आहे आणि आषाढी एकादशीच्या सर्वांना मनपूर्वक शुभेच्छा. मी तुमची अत्यंत आभारी आहे. असंच आपण आम्हाला सहकार्य करा आणि उत्स्फूर्त आपलं सहकार्य यात असू दे. आपण वेगळे वेगळे अनेक कार्यक्रम यापुढे करायचे आहेत. विद्यापीठात आपल्याला जेव्हाही काही करायचे आपण कधीही आम्हाला भेटा आणि आपण असेच छान छान कार्यक्रम आपल्या वकील मित्रमंडळींसाठी आयोजित करत राहू. आणि ज्युडिशियरीमधनं आपले जजेस आपल्याला नेहमीच सहकार्य करतात. आज ते इकडे मार्गदर्शन आपल्याला करण्यासाठी आलेले आहेत. त्यांचं परत एकदा मी स्वागत करते. थँक्यू. नमस्कार. धन्यवाद.
Indeed, a very warm welcome to all of us gathered here. Thank you so much, ma'am. We may now proceed towards the next speech. May I now humbly request Advocate Uday Varunjikar, sir, to kindly address the gathering. Sir, please.
व्यासपीठावरील मान्यवर, कारण मला दिलेला जो वेळ आहे त्या वेळामध्ये सगळ्या या आदरणीय लोकांची नावं घेत बसलो तर कदाचित वेळ पुरणार नाही. त्यामुळं सगळे मान्यवर असं म्हणून एकदा नमस्कार करतो. समोरही मान्यवर बसलेले आहेत, कारण सिनियर लॉयर अशा प्रकारचा सत्कार झालेल्या अनेक ज्येष्ठ मंडळी आहेत. खरं सांगायचं तर मी आत्ता माझ्या शेजारी बसलेल्या फॉर्मर जस्टिस नाईक साहेबांना सांगत होतो, इथं उभं राहिल्यानंतर एक वेगळा फील येतो. साधारणतः 12व्या शतकामध्ये ते मॅग्ना कार्टा नावाचा अधिकारांची सनद लिहिली गेली. त्याचं जे ऑडिटोरियम तिथं जे घडलं ते जे काही एकूण सगळं जे सभागृह होतं तशा प्रकारचं सभागृहाचं प्रतिकृती ही आहे असं काही जाणकार लोकांनी सांगितलेलं आहे. त्यामुळे इथं उभं राहून आपल्याबरोबर संवाद साधताना एक वेगळं जागतिक आणि अधिकारांच्या संदर्भातलं अशा प्रकारचं एक वेगळी भावना या ठिकाणी होत असते. खरं सांगायचं तर आज बार काउन्सिलच्या वतीनं मी एकटाच प्रतिनिधी आज या कार्यक्रमाला हजर राहू शकलो. उद्याच्याला पुण्यामध्ये आपल्या मुंबईचे, आपल्या महाराष्ट्राचे, आपल्या ठाण्यामधले जे सर्वोच्च न्यायालयातून निवृत्त झालेले जस्टिस अभय ओक आहेत त्यांचा एक कार्यक्रम उद्याच्याला पुण्यात ठेवलेला आहे. त्याच्यामुळं आमचे अध्यक्ष विद्यमान अध्यक्ष ॲडव्होकेट कोंडे देशमुख हे काही येऊ शकले नाहीत. जसं गार्डियन जज म्हणून असतात तसं आमच्याकडे गार्डियन मेंबर असतात. तसं आम्ही मुंबईमध्ये अन्य बाकीचे पण 2 मेंबर आहेत, ज्यांचं नाव आहे ॲडव्होकेट सुदीप पासबोला आणि ॲडव्होकेट सुभाष गाडगे. दोघंही माझे अध्यक्ष आहेत. कार्यक्रमाच्या तयारीमुळे ते येऊ शकले नाहीत, तर आपल्या सगळ्यांपर्यंत निरोप द्यायला सांगितलेलं होतं. या 3 लोकांनी आपल्या लोकांना सगळ्यांना या कार्यक्रमाला शुभेच्छा दिलेल्या आहेत. ते येऊ शकले नाहीत म्हणून त्यांनी माफी मागितलेली आहे. सगळ्यात महत्त्वाचं मला फार कौतुक करावं असं वाटतं या 4 संघटनांचं. 4 बार असोसिएशन्स आहेत. 4 बार असोसिएशन एकत्र येणं हे सोपं नसतं हे आपल्याला माहिती आहे. आणि त्यातून एका दिशेचे 3 जण म्हणजे मग कुर्ला, विक्रोळी आणि मुलुंड हे 3 जण जर का एकत्र येत असतील तर हे सुद्धा एक फार मोठी एक ऐतिहासिक घटना आहे. आणि पूर्वीचा मागच्या वर्षीचा कार्यक्रम जो घेतलेला होता तो कार्यक्रम दादरला घेतलेला होता, मला वाटतं 1.5 वर्षापूर्वीचा असेल, तोही उत्तम झालेला होता. त्यामुळे एका अर्थाने पूर्व उपनगरं जी आहेत त्या पूर्व उपनगरांनी खूप वेगळ्या प्रकारचं उदाहरण उर्वरित मुंबईकरता घालून दिलेलं आहे. त्यामुळे एकदा मला वाटतं जोरदार टाळ्या या 4ही बार करता व्हायला पाहिजे. उरला मुद्दा लॉयर्स डेव्हलपमेंट फोरम. मला कदाचित पहिल्यांदा वाटलं हे काय कळत नाही, हे कदाचित डाव्या विचारसरणीचे फोरम बिरम असं काही आहे का काय. मग नंतर लक्षात आलं की अरे त्याच्यामध्ये डॉक्टर राजेंद्र अनबुलेंचं नाव आहे. डॉक्टर राजेंद्र अनबुले हा माणूस खरं सांगायचं तर गेली कमीत कमी 7-8 वर्ष मी बघतोय वेगवेगळ्या तालुक्यांमध्ये, वेगवेगळ्या जिल्ह्यांमध्ये, वेगवेगळ्या बारमध्ये जाऊन आपल्या ज्ञानाचा फायदा तिथल्या वकिलांना करून देतोय. एकदा जोरदार टाळ्या त्यांच्याकरता झाल्या पाहिजे. त्यांचं हे लॉयर्स डेव्हलपमेंट फोरम जी ॲक्टिव्हिटी चालते ते विशेष करून पुणे भागामध्ये जास्त प्रमाणामध्ये मी कार्यक्रम त्यांचे बघितले, कार्यक्रम अटेंड केले. काही ठिकाणी त्यांनी मला बोलायची गळ घातलेली होती, त्यामुळे मी बोललो सुद्धा. पण हे जे काही एक ज्ञानयज्ञ असतो ना तो कायम चालू राहायला पाहिजे. कारण फार सोपं आहे की कायदा हा असा वृक्ष विषय आहे, कायदा हा असा विषय आहे की ज्याच्यामध्ये चर्चा केली तर अजून सोप्या पद्धतीने समजलं जातं. तर आज जे काही सगळे जे सन्माननीय वक्ते आहेत ते सगळे वक्ते आपल्याबरोबर वेगवेगळे कायद्याचे विषय विशेष करून क्रिमिनल प्रॅक्टिसच्या संदर्भातले हे आपल्याबरोबर चर्चा करणार आहेत. आणि मला खात्री आहे आपल्या सगळ्यांना त्याचा प्रचंड फायदा होणार आहे. आता उरलेले 3 आदरणीय न्यायाधीश, जस्टिस नाईक साहेबांबद्दल सांगायचं झालं तर खरं सांगायचं तर या माणसाला उशिरा त्यांनी जजशिप स्वीकारली असं आम्हाला बारमध्ये असताना कायम वाटायचं. बारमध्ये असताना जस्टिस नाईक हे वकील म्हणून जे पद्धतीनं काम करत होते त्याच्यापेक्षा कैक पटीनं उत्तम काम आदरणीय जस्टिस नाईक यांनी डायसवरती जाऊन केलेलं आहे. आपल्या सगळ्यांना विनंती एकदा जस्टिस नाईक साहेबांसाठी जोरदार टाळ्या झाल्या. जस्टिस नाईकांची खासियत म्हणजे आम्ही त्यांना बार काउन्सिलच्या व्यासपीठावरती विनंती केली होती आणि सिंधुदुर्गमध्ये अतिशय उत्तम अशा प्रकारचं सगळ्या असेच बसलेल्या सगळ्या वकिलांना त्यांनी सहज असं काही मार्गदर्शन केलं की आमच्या सगळ्यांचे डोळे उघडले. अरे एवढा मोठा उत्तम वक्ता, एवढा मोठा कंटेंट म्हणजे ज्याला आपण म्हणतो की त्या विषयामध्ये खोलवर जाऊन सांगणारा वक्ता आपण का नाही बोलवला असं बार काउन्सिल म्हणून आम्हाला खूप वेळा खंत वाटली. त्याच्यानंतर जस्टिस नाईक साहेबांना आम्ही अनेक वेळा विनंती केली, ते आमच्या व्यासपीठावरती आले आणि बार काउन्सिलच्या माध्यमातून अनेक वकिलांना त्यांनी मार्गदर्शन केलेलं आहे. त्यांचं देखील या कार्यक्रमामध्ये स्वागत करतो. जस्टिस संदीप मारणे, खरं सांगायचं तर या माणसाला कुठं ठेवावं, कुठल्या प्रकारचं काम द्यावं असं काही शिल्लक राहिलेलं नाही. तुम्ही त्यांना लेबरचं काम सांगा तयार आहेत, तुम्ही त्यांना सिव्हिलचं काम सांगा तयार आहेत, तुम्ही त्यांना कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनचं काम सांगा तयार आहेत, तुम्ही त्यांना सिव्हिल साईडच्या दाव्यांमधलं काम सांगा तयार आहेत. आणि आता आम्हाला खात्री आहे क्रिमिनलची कामं देखील मारणे साहेबांकडे होती, त्याच्यामुळं त्यांच्या मार्गदर्शनातून आपल्या क्रिमिनल साईडला काम करणाऱ्या वकिलांना काही वेगळ्या गोष्टी बघायला मिळतील. खूप वेळा आपल्या लक्षात असं येतं की मुंबईच्या प्रिन्सिपल बेंचच्या संदर्भामध्ये असं म्हटलं जातं की हे प्रिन्सिपल बेंच आहे ते जास्त करून आदेश पारित करत असतं, निकालपत्र देत नाही. कारण या ठिकाणी कामाचा खूप ताण आहे. आदरणीय न्यायाधीशांसमोर आपल्या प्रकरणांमुळे आपण जे घेऊन जातो त्याच्यामुळे बऱ्याच वेळा त्यांना फक्त ऑर्डर करण्याकरता वेळ मिळतो. या पार्श्वभूमीवरती हा जो काही व्यक्ती आहे हे जे जस्टिस मारणे आहेत हे खूप उठून दिसतात. कारण दर महिन्याला महाराष्ट्र लॉ जर्नल असो, नाही तर ऑल इंडिया रिपोर्टर असो किंवा ऑल क्रिमिनल लॉ असो, कमीत कमी 2 किंवा 3 निकालपत्र जस्टिस मारणे साहेबांचे बघायला मिळतात. एकदा जोरदार टाळ्या वाजवायला पाहिजे. आणि सगळ्यात महत्त्वाचं आता जस्टिस शर्मिला देशमुख, की ज्या आपल्या मुंबईच्या गार्डियन आहेत. आणि आता गार्डियन जज म्हटल्यानंतर आमच्या सगळ्यांच्या ज्या काही चिंता असतात, आमच्या सगळ्यांचे जे छोटे छोटे विषय असतात, आमच्या सगळ्यांचे ज्या अडचणी असतात, त्या आम्ही हक्कानं जस्टिस शर्मिला देशमुख मॅडमकडे घेऊन जात असतो. आणि त्यांचं या मुंबईच्या MM कोर्टावरती एवढं प्रेम आहे आणि एवढं बारकाईने लक्ष आहे की आता माझ्या शेजारी बसलेले विक्रोळी बारचे अध्यक्ष सांगत होते की मॅडमच्या कारकिर्दीमध्ये विक्रोळीची बिल्डिंग अवघ्या 3 महिन्यात ताब्यात मिळणार आहे. त्यामुळे मॅडमचं देखील एकदा जोरदार टाळ्या वाजवून आपण कौतुक करायला पाहिजे. आणि जे जस्टिस नाईक साहेबांच्या संदर्भामध्ये होतं तसंच आदरणीय जस्टिस शर्मिला देशमुख यांच्या संदर्भात सांगितलं पाहिजे. वकील म्हणून असताना शर्मिला देशमुख मॅडमनी ज्या प्रकारची कामं चालवली त्याच्यापेक्षा खूप वेगळ्या प्रकारची कामं आदरणीय न्यायाधीश म्हणून त्यांना काम करायला मिळतंय. आणि ते सगळं काम बघत असताना खरं सांगायचं तर आश्चर्य वाटलं की जस्टिस शर्मिला देशमुख मॅडमना वकील म्हणून त्यांनी कदाचित संकुचित किंवा कदाचित ठराविक प्रकारचीच कामं का स्वीकारली. त्यांनी कुठलंही काम द्या, म्हणजे त्यांच्याकडे रिट पिटिशनचं काम दिलं तरी देखील उत्तम आहे, त्यांच्याकडे अपिलाचं काम दिलं तरी उत्तम आहे, ओरिजिनल साईडची प्रकरणं चालवायला दिली तरी उत्तम आहे. कुठल्याही प्रकारचं काम द्या. आपले हे गार्डियन मॅडम ज्या आहेत त्या कायद्याविषयक बाबतीमध्ये अतिशय उत्तम काम करताना दिसतात. सगळ्यात शेवटचं म्हणजे आता हे सगळे तर झालंय, आता राहिलो आपण मंडळी. मी इथं आल्यानंतर सांगितलं की हा हॉल 100% भरणार आहे, कारण मुंबईमधल्या दर्दी चांगले ऐकायला येणाऱ्या वकिलांची कमतरता कधीच नाही आहे. कारण इथं या व्यासपीठावरून आपल्याला अनेक वेळा बार कौन्सिलने सांगितले, मुंबई विद्यापीठानं आपल्याला अनेक वेळा या ठिकाणी ज्ञानयज्ञ त्यांचा होता, त्याच्यात आपल्याला मार्गदर्शन केलेलं आहे. आणि आपण सगळे आलात म्हणूनच हा कार्यक्रम होऊ शकतोय. एका माणसाचा उल्लेख करणं राहून गेलं, तो म्हणजे सिटी सिव्हिल बार. सिटी सिव्हिल बार हा खरं पाहता आमच्या सगळ्यांचा बार आहे. कारण आदरणीय न्यायाधीश महाराजांना कदाचित माहिती असेल की मुलुंड बार 600 लोक, विक्रोळी बार 800 लोक, कुर्ला बार साधारणतः 700 लोक, हे तीनही गोळा केल्यानंतर सुद्धा 1/4 हा सुद्धा सिटी सिव्हिलचा बार होत नाही. ते एवढा मोठा हा सिटी सिव्हिल कोर्टाचा बार आहे. 10,000 लोकांचा बार मुंबईमधला सगळ्यात मोठा. रवी बरोबर आहे का आकडेवारी? 10,000 लोकांचा बार आहे. त्यामुळे आपल्या सगळ्यांना भरभरून शुभेच्छा. बार कौन्सिलच्या वतीनं मला या ठिकाणी बोलवलं आणि आपल्याबरोबर सहभागी होण्याची संधी दिली म्हणून अत्यंत धन्यवाद. सर्व कार्यक्रमाला शुभेच्छा. धन्यवाद.
Thank you so much, sir, for your endearing address. We take this opportunity now to receive the insightful wisdom from Honorable Justice Sandeep Mane, sir, Judge, Bombay High Court. Before we commence with this next segment, we would like to briefly introduce sir. Justice Sandeep Mane, sir, is widely respected for his matured and insightful judgments. His dedication to upholding procedural fairness and justice reflects in his years on the bench. A torchbearer of judicial ethics and restraint, he is a mentor to many in the legal field. Honorable Justice Sandeep Mane, sir, a revered judge of the High Court of Bombay, his lordship completed his legal education at the prestigious ILS Law College, Pune, and enrolled as an advocate in 1996. With an extensive and diverse practice in civil, constitutional, and service laws, his lordship represented numerous statutory bodies before being elevated as an additional judge of the Bombay High Court in July 2022. His lordship's contributions to the judiciary are widely respected, and his presence today significantly elevates the stature of this event. May I now humbly request our guest of honor, the Honorable Justice Sandeep Mane, sir, to kindly address the gathering. Sir, please.
The dignitaries on the dais, my esteemed colleague, Sister Justice Sharmila Deshmukh, former judge of the Bombay High Court, Justice Prakash Naik, Professor Dr. Rajeshri Varadi, Head of the Department of Law, University of Mumbai, Dr. Uday Varunjikar, member of the Bar Council of Maharashtra and Goa, Dr. Rajendra Anubule, the president of the Lawyers Foundation, presidents of the 4 bar associations of Bombay City Civil Court, Kurla, Vikrodi, and Mulund, all the dignitaries and senior advocates present in the hall, as well as all the lawyers present for today's workshop. I firstly congratulate the 4 bar associations for having organized today's workshop on practical approach to the criminal trials. Usually, these kind of workshops give a very good insight, especially to the junior members of the bar, because the workshops usually involve the exchange of ideas. You get to listen to the seniors in the field, the experts in the field, and these exchange of ideas actually help out ultimately to the members of bar, particularly to the junior members of the bar, to sharpen their skills. Today's topic is very important because one of the during the discussions that we had in the morning is that the junior members of the bar nowadays are concentrating more on bails and less on trials. So I believe today's workshop will be very useful to all the junior members of the bar who can actually acquire skills in conducting the criminal trials. Actually, this is the second occasion that I have come to the University of Mumbai. Back 10-12 years ago, I was here sitting in the hall and was attending one of the lectures being delivered by the former senior judge of the Bombay High Court. And at that time, I believed that, I thought that if you become a judge, you need to deliver a speech. And I was a bit tensed. And I never knew that the day will come when I will stand here on the dais and give a speech on in this magnificent hall. Second time I came was I delivered a lecture not in this hall but one of the classrooms, I don't remember, to the students of intellectual property laws doing either PhD or LLM, I do not know. And it's really wonderful to come here again and be amongst all of you to inaugurate today's workshop program. Coming to the criminal cases, what has happened is that there is a trend of increase in large number of criminal cases which is seen. I was just checking the data on the National Judicial Grid this morning. Today we have in Maharashtra 56.89 lakh cases pending, out of which only 17.44 lakh cases are civil cases, whereas 39.45 lakh cases are criminal. So today virtually the criminal cases are thrice that of the civil cases in Maharashtra. Speaking of Mumbai alone, I was just checking the data. In the magistrates courts of Mumbai, there are 6,20,000 cases pending. So this is the kind of numbers that we are looking at. So it's our duty, it's your duty as a lawyer and our duty as judges to ensure that all these cases are conducted in a speedy manner because they are coming with a large number to the courts. The good thing about is that people feel we don't have to really worry about this large number of cases because people feel confident in going to courts. They believe that if they go to court, they will get justice. So instead of having a settlement outside the court, they feel confident that they can come to the court and get a justice. It's our duty as a lawyer and judges to ensure that this large number of cases are decided as quickly as possible. Speaking of another very important topic is that to speeden up all these large number of cases, we need robust infrastructure. So all over Maharashtra, all over country, the focus is on building a good infrastructure. So we are looking at modernized building now as court complexes. We are not looking at those dingy buildings where, court halls, smaller court halls, which doesn't have light. We are trying to build up nice, large court complexes. Mumbai also, I'm sure Justice Deshmukh is looking after all the infrastructure work. One of the speakers said that the Vikroli building will come up in next 2 months. And I have personally witnessed as a colleague the efforts that she has taken, the number of times she has visited the Vikroli court building. She has climbed up the floors to see what is the exact work. I don't know much about Mumbai's infrastructure projects, but sitting in the first court, we got a PIL last week about Mulund Court complex. And there was a complaint that there is no proper infrastructure building for Mulund Court. And we ensured that on the judicial side, that the plot of land is allotted, which has already been done. And now the funds are being sanctioned by the state government, and the construction of the building will start as soon as possible. I once again congratulate all the 4 bar associations for organizing this workshop today. I'm sure Dr. Rajendra Anubhule has taken a lead in organizing this program. He's omnipresent. Wherever I go, he's always there. I have attended programs of Bar Association, he's there. I have attended programs of Pune Bar Association, he's there. Today he's in Mumbai also, he's there. So good initiatives that he's taken. I won't take much time because I believe more time should be spent on conducting of the workshop than listening to the speeches. I congratulate once again to all of you for having organized this workshop, and thank you for inviting me. Thank you very much.
Indeed, Your Lordship, for illuminating us with such profound clarity and grace, your words will surely echo in our practice and conscience. And now, the much awaited, much anticipated, the inaugural speech by Honorable Justice Sharmila Deshmukh Ma'am. It is my profound privilege and profound honor to introduce her. Justice Sharmila Deshmukh Ma'am is a distinguished jurist of the Bombay High Court, known for her clarity in judicial reasoning with her deep commitment to constitutional values. Her landmark judgments and her reputation for intellectual integrity, she stands as a beacon in the Indian judiciary. Ma'am, we are deeply honored to have you with us here today. Honorable Justice Sharmila Deshmukh Ma'am, her ladyship graduated in law from VPM's TMC Law College, Thane, and enrolled in the Bar Council of Maharashtra and Goa in 1994. After years of distinguished practice in both the original and appellate sides of this very High Court, her ladyship was appointed as an additional judge in July 2022. Her ladyship's illustrious career and profound jurisprudential wisdom have left an indelible mark on our legal landscape. We are truly graced by her presence. Ma'am, we kindly welcome you, and we would like to have your insights shared with us here today. Thank you, ma'am.
Honorable Justice Shri Sandeep Marne, Judge, Bombay High Court. Honorable Justice Shri Prakash Naik, former Judge, Bombay High Court. Dr. Rajeshri Varade, Head, Department of Law, University of Mumbai. Dr. Varunjikar, Member, Bar Council of Maharashtra and Goa. Dr. Anubhule, former President, Lawyers Development Forum, and the Presidents of the Bombay City Civil and Session Court, Kurla, Vikroli and Mulund, strictly in accordance with central railway stations, starting from South Mumbai. Distinguished speakers and members of the Bar Association, friends, it is a pleasure and a privilege to be part of this inaugural function of one-day workshop organized by the University of Mumbai along with the Advocates Bar Association. The workshop is on a practical approach to criminal trial, and I start with a disclaimer. Criminal jurisprudence is my distant relative. Occasional hi and hello is okay on a single or 1 or 2 assignments. Today, every person who is present over here to attend this workshop is an expert in criminal law, having given maybe 10 years, maybe 15 years, maybe 20 years, and in fact, we have senior advocates who have given around 45 years to this criminal jurisprudence. Initially, I thought it was a vague idea that maybe I would express myself on criminal law. But when I saw Justice Naik as part of this panel, I said if I say anything, he might contemplate walking out of the here. So I will restrict myself only as far as this function is concerned. and not express any thoughts on criminal jurisprudence, which is his forte. He's a doyen. Today you have him as one of the speakers, where he is going to address you on strategic planning as far as criminal trial is concerned, and without raising a memo of fees. If you would have gone to his chamber for this very conference, he would have charged you in lakhs. So please make the most of it, make the most of his knowledge of law, which is immense. Dr. Varunjekar was absolutely right when he said that he was elevated as a judge quite late. As far as I am concerned, Dr. Varunjekar made a very interesting observation that as an advocate, I had a very restricted practice, whereas as a judge, I am handling many assignments. This is a secret which everybody knows but nobody wants to acknowledge, is that our profession is usually driven by men. It's a public-driven, client-driven. And the public mindset is this, that they would lose with an incompetent male, but would not lose with a competent female. So that is your answer, Dr. Varunjekar, that why. Give a chance to any female. I am sure I can give it in writing with 100% guarantee that the efforts that a woman lawyer or a woman judge would put into every matter will be 200%. But it is the lack of an opportunity, a lack of an equal playing field, by the reason of which we do not find many women lawyers who come forth. Today, when we are looking at elevation for women judges, we are finding it difficult, not because there are not competent women lawyers, but the reason that they have not been given an opportunity to express themselves, not given an opportunity for that exposure which is required. And that, Dr. Varunjekar, is your answer to that. That needs to be addressed. Maybe Bar Council of Maharashtra and Goa, the members or whoever are there can take some positive step towards that. But this is a fact in this profession, and everybody has to acknowledge this fact. This was my answer to Dr. Varunjekar, that what he expressed, that why was I in a restricted field? No, I was not in a restricted field by choice. I was in a restricted field because whatever matters I used to get, I used to address that. And I would say I would thank our High Court judges who recognized that even in that restricted field, I had some capability which they could recognize, and I was elevated as a judge. And therefore, I hope that we find more and more women judges who would take up this mantle. Now, as far as this lecture series is concerned, I congratulate the University of Mumbai for taking this initiative, for providing a platform for imparting continuous legal education. Legal landscape is considerably evolving over a period of time, and it is very necessary to enhance the knowledge and competence of the bar. It is, after all, the bar which shapes the bench. In a justice delivery system, it is the bar who plays a more important role. When Dr. Varunjekar said that we are handling all kinds of assignment and we are doing a good job, that is not a compliment to us. That is a compliment to the bar, to the advocates who appear before us and assist us so ably that we understand the law. After all, it is the competence of the bar which make good judges. And if today, even if a minuscule percentage thinks that me, Justice Mane, Justice Naik have turned out to be good judges, I would credit it absolutely to the competence of the bar. Now, such kind of workshops which are there are necessary to equip the bar members with enhanced skill to navigate the complexities of legal field. What does everyone want to achieve in our legal profession is to strive for excellence. Legal profession is nothing but an infinite quest for knowledge. Today, neither any member of the bar nor any member of the judiciary can claim that he has nothing further to learn. And today the fact that this hall is full and there are substantial members of the bar who are here bear testimony to the fact that today also there is an infinite quest for knowledge. Our Advocates Bar Association have constantly gone behind the call of duty and have ensured that such workshops are conducted so that the competence of the bar is enhanced. Even when the new enactments came, we found that there were various workshops which were conducted by the Bar Association, and therefore I would congratulate the Bar Association for being so proactive in this. And the fact that all the three bar associations have come together for this purpose is really commendable. Because of the competence of the bar, all the three enactments which were introduced in 2024 have been seamlessly incorporated in our legal landscape. I do not find that anybody had any problem in dealing with those enactments because the bar was by that time very competent. As far as the advocates practicing on the criminal side are concerned, I find that they are a class apart. For the simple reason that you people are the protectors of the life and liberty which is guaranteed by Article 21 of the Constitution. Every civil right which is infraction of any civil right can be compensated in one form or another. But an infraction of the most valuable fundamental right of life and liberty cannot be compensated. And the advocates who are practicing on the criminal side are protectors of this valuable fundamental right. The greater the responsibility, the heavier the burden, and therefore these workshops need to be held with able speakers, distinguished speakers, so that the competence of the bar increases and this burden can be discharged responsibly. Now today's topics which are chosen for this workshop are illuminating and in consonance with the evolving dynamics of legal jurisprudence. Now, preparation of criminal trial, Justice Nayak, we do not need to say more. Art of cross-examination. Very aptly put, cross-examination is an art which even maybe experience may not get you. You have to hone that skill, you have to hone that art. Despite years of experience, this art cannot be mastered by many. And those finer nuances of the art of cross-examination are missed by many of them, which turn the fate of a criminal trial. I remember as a junior, I used to attend criminal courts, 138 matters or something. I remember one incident. When the trial started, the witness was in the box and there was a junior who was appearing for the defense, and that witness was, evidence examination in chief was over. And she must have been instructed by her senior that you take an adjournment. Magistrate was not ready to listen. He kept on saying, no, you have to ask at least one question, then I will adjourn it, you have to start the cross. Poor female did not know what to do. She got up and asked him, what is your name? That was her start of cross-examination. And I would not reveal her name, but today she is one of the well-known lawyers on the criminal side. So that is how that art of cross-examination has to be honed, and very few can master it. And today you are going to be addressed on the art of cross-examination, which I am sure will benefit most of you. Medical jurisprudence reference and importance, which commonly can be said as an application of the medical knowledge to legal issue, which bridges the gap between medicine and law. Very important to understand, very important to implement. Admissibility of electronic evidence. Mr. Narvankar, one of the finest lawyers of Bombay High Court, is going to address you on that. The BSA brought significant change when it elevated the status of an electronic record to a status of a primary evidence, of course subject to the procedural requirement. He will address you on that. AI and criminal justice system in India with Mr. Tejas Dande, I don't see him here, he is going to address. I only hope that he also analyzes the ethical consideration surrounding the use of AI in criminal justice system. Artificial intelligence may assist the criminal justice system. To what extent it should be allowed to assist the criminal justice system is a question. But anyway, we are only looking at how it can assist you. The workshop which is organized today with such distinguished speakers and panel discussion would greatly benefit all the members of the bar. I remember that these workshops, I don't know, I started my practice in around 94, 95. And when I was a junior, I don't think that there were so many workshops which were organized which could enhance the competence or the skill of the members of the bar. Or maybe if they were, I was not part of it or maybe not aware of it. Our entire continued legal education was in the canteen. You go to a canteen, you find a senior sitting over there, you sit next to him, go to him with your problems. Sir, असं झालं आता काय करायचं? He will tell you exactly what to do. That was a one-to-one continuous legal education which never failed us. The seniors at the bar, when you go to the canteen, he is sitting with happily with his cup of tea. He doesn't have anything else to do. He is not busy. He is in a happy frame of mind. He will definitely help you. He will tell you what to say in the court. He will tell you what not to say in the court. He will tell you which court will act in which manner. All this we learned in the canteen. Today that has been replaced by this workshop, but I hope that the canteen education still continues. It's an integral part of every lawyer's life. Either library or canteen. Library no one goes, canteen everybody goes. So we will continue the legal education in the canteen, which I hope the seniors are still continuing that tradition. And as far as these workshops are concerned, it is very beneficial to the juniors at the bar because of the fast-paced legal system that we have today. They may not be that much taught by their seniors in the chamber, or they may have to learn on their own. Another thing which I would like to point out to the juniors, whether of course seniors are well equipped with all this, that whenever you are sitting in the court, you are acquiring knowledge. Today when we see juniors in the court, they are busy on their mobile phones, chit-chatting, playing games, whatever. I remember when I was a junior, I had gone with my senior to Ballet Pier. There was a trial which was going on. We went at around 11 o'clock until 3 o'clock. That trial, that cross-examination, evidence, everything was going on. Our matter did not reach till 4 o'clock. So my senior, being of course a senior, was quietly sitting and not grumbling. And I, being a junior, reckless junior, started grumbling. What is this? From 11 o'clock we are sitting 4 o'clock. So she told me that you are looking at the time which is spent, you are not looking at the knowledge which you have acquired. If you would have paid a little bit of attention to the cross-examination which the senior was taking over there, you would have learned much more. That has stayed with me since then. Even before I was elevated, even as a judge, I don't think there was one single day when I left the court without learning something new. Our courtrooms are full of all the seniors and vast knowledge. Why seniors, even juniors? They come up with such knowledgeable facts, legal jurisprudence. It's amazing. So whenever you are in the court, treat it like a school, treat it like a learning center, and not something to while away your time. As far as this initiative is concerned, I would implore that this initiative should be replicated frequently so that the justice delivery system is ably assisted. I would conclude by saying, law is what lawyers are. Thank you.
Indeed, a great privilege to hear from someone who doesn't just interpret the law, but breathes life into its purpose. This address was not just a speech, It was a compass for every aspiring legal mind in this hall. We are richer in thought, I believe, and inspired in spirit, thanks to your words of wisdom and unwavering dedication to justice. Thank you for reminding us that law is not just a profession, but a calling, a higher duty towards truth. We now move towards the vote of thanks. May I now kindly request Advocate Abhishek Jagtap sir to kindly deliver the vote of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. Respected Honorable Justice Sharmila Deshmukh, Judge Bombay High Court, Honorable Justice Sandeep Marne, Judge Bombay High Court, Honorable Mr. Prakash D. Naik, former Judge Bombay High Court, Uday Varunjikar sir, Member Bar Council of Maharashtra, Honorable Bar Council of Maharashtra, Dr. Rajeshri Vardhi, Professional Head Department of Law, University of Mumbai, Advocate Dr. Rajendra Anbule, Founder President, Lawyer Development Forum, Advocate Ravi Zado, President, Bombay City Civil and Session Court Bar Association, Advocate Samadhan Sulane, Sir, President, Vikroli Court Bar Association, Advocate Rajendra Keni, President, Mulund Court Bar Association, Advocate Wasim Siddiqui, President, Kurla Court Advocate Bar Association. All respected dignitaries, esteemed members of the Lawyers Development Forum and all this, it is my proud privilege to deliver the vote of thanks on the behalf of Lawyers Development Forum on the conclusion of this insignificant and enriched workshop. First and foremost, I extend our sincere gratitude towards all honorable judges and esteemed valuers. You presented years today, the knowledge of your perspective you share. You have added immense depth in the program. Your comments and your observation have not only guided our participants, but have also reminded us all of the importance of the clarity, accuracy, and purpose in the criminal law trials. To all participants, advocates, and associates of the legal profession, thank you for your activity, engagement, and thoughtful contribution, for all dedications, earning skills, and upholding the highest standards of legal practice in truly commendable. We are also deeply thankful to other speakers, mentors, and felicitors who generally share the experience and the time with us. Your participant initiation delay, analyze, and enrich the learning experience and will leaving a lasting impact on all the attendees. I heartfully thank you for you to the leadership and the members of all the Lawyers Development Forum, the Department of Law, University of Mumbai, the Bombay City Civil Session Court and Bar Association, Vikroli Court Bar Association, Mulund Court Bar Association, and Kurla Court Bar Association. To our organizing teams and volunteers, thank you for your relentless efforts behind the scenes, the smooth coordination and plannings made today's event successful. In the conclusion, may this workshop inspire you, continue refining our craft, upholding justice, and contributing meaningful to the legal professions. Thank you all once again, and we will look forward to meet you the future initiative under the banner of Lawyers Development Forum. Thank you.
That was a very warm and gracious vote of thanks. With this, we conclude the inaugural ceremony. I thank heartfully the esteemed dignitaries, guests, chief guests, guests of honor, senior advocates, conveners, organizers, and volunteers who have been actively present in this auspicious occasion for this particular workshop. It is a sight for sore eyes to see such legal stalwarts and luminaries sharing the same stage. Thank you so much. Thank you all.